Hey everyone, good morning. It's really bright and early here in California, but in Manchester, England, it's not so bright and early. It's 4 p.m. and I am bringing to you today Miss Ba, who is the head of partnerships for Wakelet, one of my favorite tools for remote learning, one of my favorite tools in the Chromebook Infused Classroom and the Google Infused Classroom, which I don't know if you know that, like we redid it and you're in it now.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
I know that we had some awesome infographics made, haven't we, about Wakelet, which are
Oh,
really cool.
I love them.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
good.
so and we made some for the Chromebook Infused Classroom. If you buy the Chromebook Infused Classroom, you get these cool graphics. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to really talk about Wakelet. And I use Wakelet a ton in my classroom. And now that I'm teaching with 8th grade English, I am going to be using the heck out of it. You guys are going to be like, what's happening there in San Diego? But I wanted to invite Miss Ba on to tell you why Wakelet? Why did you guys come up with this? And then also, what are you seeing teachers do that inspires you that maybe I don't even know about? So I will hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Holly. Really appreciate you having me on today. I know that you did an amazing session with us on Community Week as well, which was one of the most awesome sessions of the week, and I'm glad that I can spend some time with you and your followers again. So what is Wakelet? For those of you who don't know, Wakelet is a platform, and it's very easy to use. It's completely free to use, and it allows you to create these amazing looking collections using anything that you find on the web, combined with your own content as well. So the fancy word for it is content curation, but really all you're doing is you're just copying and pasting links and adding links from any different type of content that you find all into one place so that you can then share them with whoever you want. Now, you can add practically anything to Wakelet, right? So if you're on Twitter and you see one of the teachers in your PLN have shared a really cool resource, you can just put that into a Wakelet collection. If you're browsing on Holly's YouTube channel and you discover a really cool video which you want to save, you don't want to lose it, you can add that into a Wakelet collection. And then before you know it, you've got this amazing group of resources which are completely mixed media. You can have a tweet, an article, a PDF, anything that has a link. And then you've created a collection, and then you can share that with whoever you want. So the idea behind Wakelet is really simple. It's our aim is to help people organize the web better. And when we first started out, we didn't have the huge educator community on board that we have now, but we were being used by educational institutions like Harvard, University, Cambridge, lots of different schools. But teachers really came on board and started using the platform, I'd say around 2 years ago. And I have to say, since then, Wakelet has been completely crazy and insane, and we've done some fantastic things because the educator community, you guys out there, are very, very, very special. Like genuinely, I can't think of another group of people out there on the internet or wherever who are as passionate, as hardworking, as enthusiastic, as innovative, and just eager to try new things and experiment. Genuinely, since we started working with educators, it's been a completely different outlook, a completely different game. And most of the awesome things that we've done with the platform, the new features, the integrations, they've all come from you, the community. So we really, really, really appreciate it. So how's Wakelet going to help you in your class? So there's lots of different ways. Wakelet's being described really as a Swiss Army knife, right, of edtech. You can accomplish so many different things with it. Whether it's for yourself personally, like just collecting bookmarks, like the example which I mentioned before. If it's for your students, they can create assignments, they can submit portfolios, you can do lesson plans on there, you can do newsletters. There's honestly so much that you can do. But if you're new to Wakelet, I would say start off by doing something just small and cool, something that you're passionate about. Like for me, for example, I use Wakelet predominantly when I'm traveling. So let's say if I'm planning yeah, it's an amazing way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so
I have like
useful.
Abu Dhabi Wakelets and when I get there, I know what I want to do. Sorry, I love it.
No, it's true. And we've got spaces coming out tomorrow as well,
I
which is going
know.
to let you actually organize your collections even better. For me, like travel's really big, and if I'm going somewhere, I'll create a collection and I'll go onto TripAdvisor. I'll find all the
Me too.
nicest restaurants with the best reviews. I'll put maps on there. I'll put places of interest. So then when I'm actually there, I can just pull up Wakelet on my phone, and I've got, my boarding pass. I've got my travel times, and I've got all of this content, so I know exactly what I'm doing.
I don't do
So
my
I think that
pass. That's a good.
so, yeah, it's a really good idea. And if you ask everybody on the team, they're all using Wakelet in different ways. Some people are curating playlists. Some people are using it for work to just save useful resources. There's so many different ways to use it. Now, sometimes we admit that that can get a bit overwhelming. So I always say, start small and have fun, right? So create a collection on resources which you think are going to be useful for you in the coming school year. Just start with that. That way, you'll learn how the platform works, you'll learn how to add content, you'll learn what kinds of content can be added on there. And then after that, you can move on to some more sophisticated things, which are still super easy to do, and work with your students and your wider PLNs as well. I actually prepared some pretty awesome examples to show, Holly, if you want me to jump into it.
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to share my screen now. I've not used, there we go. Okay, share. Okay,
Yeah.
just let me know when you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on, and now, yay!
Okay, amazing. You'll have to forgive me if this loads a little bit slow. Wakelet's super quick, but whenever I'm streaming and using anything on Chrome, it tends to slow down a little bit. So this is just a quick this is just a quick example of one of the teachers in our community called Tisha, and she's really cool. She's very, very active on Wakelet. She's done some amazing things with the platform. And I really love this idea because it's super simple, okay? She's created this like lesson plan, but it's really fun. And since I've been showing this on webinars, we've had so many teachers who have been like, I am so doing this with my students as an icebreaker once school starts. So all she's done is she said, she's given some instructions. So this is by the way, those of you who don't know, I might be getting ahead of myself. This is a Wakelet collection, which you're looking at right now. This is a collection where Tisha is getting her class to think about if they could have one song to play every time they entered the room for the rest of their life, what would they choose, right?
That Rocky song. Dun, 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 right?
For sure. I said don't stop believing for mine. I think it's pretty cool.
I love this.
So with this, all Tisha does is she shares a unique link with the class, and then the class click the link, and then they can start adding their submissions here. Now, I can't see who's added what because only Tisha and the class who's plugged into this collection can see it. But it's a really cool way of breaking the ice and having the class think about something a little bit different and opening up some discussion. But all of these collections, all of these items that you see in these YouTube videos, these have been added by students in her class. So it's really easy to actually do this. I'll show you super quick. So if I go to my home area, let's say I'm working on this collection here, right? Let's say that I'm planning a trip to Edinburgh. I've added some really cool places here, things that I want to see. I've added some places which I want to go and eat at. But let's say that I wanted to invite people to actually contribute to this. Super simple. I click the invite button and check it out. I've got a unique copy link, I've got a QR code, and I've got a copy code. Now I can share this. If I'm a teacher, I can share this with my students. And they've got 3 different ways of plugging into this collection. And they do not need a Wakelet account to actually contribute to it. So it's a really cool way of having that crowdsourced learning experience. It can be a reflection board. It can be a way of students checking in. And it's really, really easy to do. You don't have to worry about usernames and credentials and that type of thing. So moving on, let me see. Yeah, another really cool way of using Wakelet, just as like an initial activity that you can do on it, is to create a Meet the Teacher collection. Okay, so this is Miss Gieska, and she's created this collection on Meet the Teacher, and there are literally like thousands of teachers who are creating collections like this. She creates this collection, shares it with her students, and then the students get to know who she is, right? So she's got a little introduction on who she is. She's added some pictures of her family, her favorite things to eat. She loves cooking. And it's a really amazing way of humanizing the teacher and making it so that the students feel that little bit closer to you. And it also inspires the students to create Wakelet collections of their own, where it's like, meet the student. You know, what is my favorite song? What's my favorite movie? What do I like to do? The students can then exchange these, and it makes for a really memorable, wonderful introduction to the first day of school year.
she's in Jordan. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Thanks for pointing that out, Holly. Our community is so far-reaching. There are literally people on every corner of the earth who join us for Wakelet webinars, who are part of the community and help propel the product. I mean, we play a little game when we do our webinars because we always try and find like a new country to add to the list. And it's crazy. You've got like Iraq, Macedonia, Poland, Canada. There's so many different amazing places which are all represented in the Wakelet community. Um, this is a really cool collection profile as well. So when you sign up to Wakelet, you're given a profile, right? And you can edit your profile, play around with it, make it look really pretty, and that becomes a place where you can share all of your collections in one place, right? So Brandy Reams, she's a kindergarten teacher in North Carolina. This is her Wakelet profile here, and she's organized all of the collections in really, really cool ways. She's got Meet the Teachers here, she's got a supply list, and she uses Wakelet in a really awesome way. She uses Wakelet. Sorry?
That's good. I love this.
It's amazing, right?
Uh-huh.
She uses Wakelet for newsletters, so weekly newsletters. So at the end of the week, she goes onto Wakelet and she creates these newsletters to share with the parents of people in her class, to share with the school community. And if I just go ahead and click on one, they're really, really adorable. I mean, they've got some amazing content on there for the students to learn from at home. They've got key dates, important news about the class, some really cool information on like field trips that they might be attending. And again, there's so many different pieces of content that you can add to Wakelet, you know. Here's the important dates, what they're learning. She's added YouTube videos, she's added other Wakelet collections. It's a really cool way of just bringing everything together into one place. And the awesome thing is, I don't know if I have time to plug this, Holly, but it's really cool. We've actually partnered up with Microsoft to bring you Microsoft Immersive Reader. So I'll just speed up with this, but a lot of the people in the community that Brandy is in, the learning community, English isn't their first language. That's students and parents and everybody else. So on Wakelet, you'll find that on every piece of text, there's this little button here. This is Microsoft's Immersive Reader. And when I click that button, it pulls all of the text which was just there, and it allows me to do some really cool things with it. It helps basically, how can I say this? Bridge the. No, I always get this phrase mixed up. Bridge the gap and even the playing field. It puts that text in a really awesome way that you can just quickly read it. But then up here, you can make the text bigger, you can make the text smaller, you can change the font. You can highlight nouns, you can highlight adjectives, really cool stuff. But then in reading preferences, you can actually translate this into over 70 different languages. So I can change this to, let's say, German, and click document, and it's a really cool translation. And I can actually click the play button and play it out loud as well. And if I click on the button, it will give me like a visual representation of what that word is.
Okay.
It's amazing for special ed. It's amazing for everybody, really. What do you think of Immersive Reader? Have you seen it before, Holly?
Oh, have I seen it before? Please. But didn't you guys just get this integration this week? Like it became more official, or has it been there?
No, we've had this for quite some time. Yeah.
I saw a thing and I saw your name on it. I'm like, I thought they had it. I die for Immersive Reader. In fact, it's things like this that I've been a Google person for a very long time that have brought me back to Microsoft. Microsoft's really changing the education game in a way that it's not happening with other platforms right now.
I think what I love about Microsoft is that they're really, really willing to work with other platforms, and the main goal for them is ensuring that the workflow of a teacher kind of meshes all in together seamless. You know what I mean? So we're integrated across all of Microsoft tools. So Microsoft Teams. We're also integrated on Google tools as well, but Microsoft Teams, Microsoft OneNote, Sway, anything that you can think of, we're there and we're integrated because, we believe that teachers aren't just using Wakelet, right? They're using lots of different tools. So we want to be able to fit into that and just make it super easy for a teacher to go from one thing to the other. So, if I want to go ahead and share this collection, for example, I just click the share button and, I've got a QR code, I've got Microsoft Teams here, I've got Google Classrooms, I've got Twitter, I've got Remind. There's plenty of ways. I can even embed this collection onto my LMS as well. So, there's so many awesome things that you can do with Wakelet. I'd love to have the time to go through them all, but maybe another time. Student portfolios.
You still have
Sorry.
Still have 6 minutes.
Oh, 6 minutes. Okay, great. I'll run through them then. Student portfolios are an amazing way of empowering your students to really think about the things that they're doing at school. This is one of Tisha's students, Julie, and she's got one of the best student portfolios on Wakelet. It really is amazing. Again, they look really, they look sophisticated. They look like a website, but it's super easy to put together. It really doesn't take that long. Let me just grab the link to it here. So a student portfolio is a really cool way of engaging. Maybe children, I'd say over the age of 12, 11, 12 can start to, add something to a portfolio. I mean, we've got so much awesome content that you can add. So Julie, for example, she's got her resume, she's got videos she's created, graphics she's done. This is her student ambassador program submissions for the Wakelet ambassador program. And then she's got her own business here as well, which I think is really sweet. She is such an amazing pastry chef, and she runs her own business in her local area. She uses Wakelet as a way of showing that off. And then when it comes to going to college or higher education or even getting a job, this becomes a beautiful way of showcasing the awesome stuff that she's done in her
This
school.
girl is in high school?
Say that again?
This girl's in high school?
I believe she's just left high school. Yeah, I believe she's just left high school. Yeah, and she was the school mascot as well, which is awesome. She was Bobcat Benny, so she's put the skits and videos, the action shots, all into collections as well. So if you think about it, Holly, look, there are a lot of students that do some amazing things during their school careers, right? Really good grades, extracurricular activities. They might be really good at a particular sport. They may be awesome at music. They may have done loads of recitals. Why not capture all of that awesome content, put it all into one place, and then when you leave school, you've got something tangible to actually leave with. So many educators right now and teachers, they're encouraging their students to begin, at least make a start on your student portfolio, because it makes such a big difference you're going into higher education.
I had not thought of that, and I'll be using it. You're going to have my example soon.
I mean, there's honestly so many amazing ways. Like, we've also got an integrated Flipgrid camera. So this is a collection put together by a teacher called Mr. Van der Sample. This was a lesson plan that was helping his students understand a little bit more about the civil rights movement. So he gave them some instruction here, and then he added a YouTube video, and then he added his own Flipgrid video, right? And when I click play, I can watch his instruction, and the teachers can see, and the students can see exactly what is required for this task. I mean, especially now, Holly, with remote learning, it's a really good way of having that almost face-to-face contact with your students. It's way more human than just a block of text. Lastly, let me just take a look and see. I think I definitely added way more than the time would allow. This here is a librarian. So this is a library of a school in the UK. A lot of the kids were coming to the library and asking for books regarding the Black Lives Matter, civil rights books, that type of thing. So they put together this amazing collection of books by Black voices. And they can share this now with the students, and it's almost like a reading list, The librarians have collaborated together, and they've added some really awesome books that they can recommend to their students. And you see they've got articles, they've got tweets, they've got book lists. So again, just sharing resources, that small concept, there's so much that you can do with it.
Public? Have they made that public? I need that.
Yes, it's public. Yeah, sure. I'll share it with you after this. I'll send you an email on it.
In the chat, because everyone's looking for books right now.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, when I found that collection, there was some on there which I really, really want to read, but I think that the point is that it's a very, very simple concept, but there are so many amazing things that you can achieve with it. At the end of the day, what is it? It's copying and pasting a link, and then having that collection grow, and then moving it around, adding your own thoughts, adding a Flipgrid video. Flipgrid's awesome, by the way. I mean, I'm sure that you all know what Flipgrid is. With Wakelet, you can just click the plus button within Wakelet and then add a Flipgrid video. You can actually record one. The Flipgrid camera pops up in Wakelet, and you can record up to 10 minutes of video, which is amazing. It gives all of your resources context. You can give instruction, all kinds of things like that.
I put a Flipgrid shorts video in every collection I have, explaining the collection, because I have them made for teachers as resources for sketchnoting and tools. And I say, welcome to this collection. I want to tell you, here you're going to learn about sketchnoting. Here's how I want you to use this collection. I do it in every single one.
It's really useful. It's one of my favorite integrations for sure, because it brings a collection to life, I think.
Yeah. And I do like a start here or whatever, but that was amazing. And I'm so thankful that you showed us all of those, because I think people are sick, and because the groups are my groups. So they've heard me talk about it and they've seen my example. So I really appreciate seeing that. It inspired me.
Oh, that's great. Honestly, like we're inspired by the teachers in our community. Like there's no way that we could be doing what we're doing without educators like you, Holly, and without educators like your audience, because we're not teachers at Wakelet. There is not one teacher or educator around us. So that's actually a benefit, because we surrounded ourselves with the most amazing teachers on earth, and they're telling us what they want from the platform, and then we create it. So we're very much at your beck and call as an educator community. And aside from the platform, we've got this amazing community program and just this amazing community that I'm sure you'd attest to, Holly. We're constantly doing competitions and webinars. Most Thursdays we have community webinars which aren't even about Wakelet. So we'll do things we did one about equity and remote learning. We've done some about creativity in the classroom. And the last one that we did is all about mindfulness and how you can stay calm during this really strange time now as an educator. So we just love this community so much. You guys inspire us to do what we do every single day. So yeah, I feel really pumped now.
You too. So I'm really pumped as well. I don't want to go over 20, and we're over it a little bit, but I just want to say that this it has the infused classroom seal of approval. I'm using it already in my class to curate tech tutorials that kids can go to. When I teach them about Flipgrid, there's a tutorial in a Wakelet. I didn't want to put all the tutorials in my Google Classroom. It would get too crowded. So I put them into a Wakelet collection. So there's one thing in Google Classroom with 10 tutorials.
Exactly.
So it's amazing. And I thank you so much for giving up time today for the people in the Infused Classroom community. And I hope this inspires people to use this tool this year. It's really, really meaningful and purposeful. Okay, so thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Holly.
Thanks.